Today we are joined by actress Kim Kkobbi in the studio, a very famous indie actress who has starred in such wonderful films as Breathless and last year's Pluto. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you for inviting me.
It's my pleasure. So, if I'm not mistaken, you got your start in cinema back in 2001 when you were cast as an extra in the gangster comedy My Boss, My Hero.
Yeah.
So how was it to grow up back in the industry back then? How was that? How did that start for you?
Yeah, that was my very, very first experience on filmmaking. And at the time I didn't know what was rehearsal, even what rehearsal is. And during the rehearsal I act really hard and I cried. And it was noticed by director.
Okay.
And he had me in front of the camera to more visual.
So you made an impression straight away.
Yeah, so the kind of handler for extras, he saw it and he thought, okay, that girl is pretty passionate and she has a potential for the acting or as an actor. And he puts me in an audition for Jealousy Is My Middle Name.
Right.
And I've got the role. And for the movie,
you got a lot of attention from the industry at that point and from spectators.
Yeah. So from that, I began to
become pretty well known to people.
Not very well known, but I became to kind of I got it was good impression.
Right. So it was your kind of your big break in the industry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
very good.
It was.
So can you tell us? You've obviously worked on many films. Could you tell us about some of your favorite on-set experiences?
I'm shooting many low-budget films.
Sure.
And for low-budget films, there are many hard-working. And one day we were shooting for, you wouldn't believe, 36 hours. 36
hours, my goodness.
No break. And all the crews and actors were so sleepy and they fell asleep. Even I saw a crew was standing and fell asleep and fell down.
Wow, I'm not surprised after 36 hours.
I know. And also for me, I also fell asleep, but it was during the shooting.
Oh my goodness.
But it was funny that the timing that I fell asleep was the camera walk. The camera walk was tracking, and the camera was tracking in through passing the pillar.
Okay.
And I was behind the pillar, and when I fell asleep, the camera was just behind the pillar, and no one saw that I was sleeping. I fell asleep.
Wow, that's very fortunate timing.
Yeah, so maybe I'm not sure, but maybe we used the take.
That scene?
Take that I fell asleep.
So if we go back and watch the movie now, that scene of the tracking scene, you can go, she's asleep back there. But you can't see it. No one knows.
Because I'm not sure if the take we used for the film was the take that I fell asleep or not.
Sure.
But there is a possibility.
Right. That's very funny.
Yeah.
So then, what are some of the... first question. Let me ask you about... you've done lots of independent films.
Yeah.
What draws you to this sector of the Korean film industry?
Right. It was from it was from Breathless.
Mm-hmm.
Before Breathless, I was more filming in commercial
Commercial
films,
films, yeah.
but some short films.
Mm-hmm.
And Yang Ik-jun, he saw my short film called 이슬후,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
and he liked me very much in the film, and he wants to work with me in Breathless.
Mm-hmm.
So after Breathless, many independent film industry people called me,
Yeah.
and I got offers from them.
Sure. It's not hard to see why.
Yeah.
Okay. So then what are some of the challenges that you face as an actress? You've been in the industry a long time. It can be difficult for an actress, but how has it been for you?
For me, I'm very satisfied myself as an actor. I like acting in on screen and in filming, and also I like other things as an actor, like traveling for film festivals and meeting people. And when I'm shooting, I'm busy for a month or a few months. But after that, I have long break, and so I can travel, or I can have pretty long time compared to others.
Sure.
To other who works for company. I mean, who
do the normal 9 to 5 every day of the week.
What do you call it?
Salaryman.
Salaryman. Yeah.
Sure. Well, that's wonderful. It sounds like you have nice little perks, and you're able to appreciate them.
Yeah, I'm very. Yeah, I think I'm a very lucky person.
That sounds great. So now you worked with Yang Ik-jun obviously in Breathless. He cast you after he saw you in the short 이슬후.
Yeah.
And you have also appeared alongside him in a few other films, including Yeon Sang-ho's animation The King of Pigs and the Japanese film Magic and Loss.
Yeah.
So do you work closely with him?
Actually, after Breathless, we worked in the same project, but it was not he called me or I called him. It was we were called by the directors,
right?
Like Yeon Sang-ho or the Kawaii, the director of Magic and Loss,
right?
But I don't know, maybe if he will direct again later, he would call me again.
Wow. Yeah. Well, we certainly hope we'll see that again.
Yeah, so do I.
It was a great partnership the first time around. So moving on a little bit from acting, you've had 12 years of experience on screen acting, but last year you had your first opportunity to direct a film. You directed one of the parts from the omnibus Myself.
Yeah.
Could you tell us a little bit about that experience?
It was very interesting experience, but also pretty hard as I expected because when I first got offer from the producer, I thought, it sounds very interesting. I will do it. Yeah. And then I found myself, it's pretty hard because it's self documentary, not documentary who filming for me. I should film myself.
Right.
So I should take the camera on my hand and wrist.
Turn it on yourself.
Yeah, turn my wrist and also not only the physical reason, but when you're living your life, and also you should film it. And when you have a scene or moment, and you were not filming it, and you thought, okay, I should film this moment. Then you put your camera from your bag and you should turn it on and place it or grab it.
Right. So
then during that, the moment has gone.
Right. Okay.
So it is pretty hard. I found myself, it's pretty hard to capture
every moment.
Every moment in my life.
Of course, it must be quite an interesting experience. It's very kind of a self-reflexive, self-conscious. You're filming yourself, and so there's moments. Oh, this is important. I should be filming it. It must have been interesting doing that.
Yeah. So but then after filming, for the editing was on other person who direct whole project.
Right.
So I put, let's say.
So you kind of you gave her all your material, but ultimately it was up to her to
up to her.
Yeah.
And there were 2 terabytes.
2 terabytes, wow.
And we used only 2% of it.
Oh, sure. Documentaries are often like that, I find.
Yeah. So what kind of scene or what stories will show the audience was picked by the director,
right?
The whole director. What do you call it?
I guess the person just who was in charge of the whole project.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. So, but that's interesting. You obviously you must have invested so much of yourself into the concept and obviously the filming of these parts of your life, and yet in that final stage, you don't you had to kind of lose the control. That must have been an interesting experience for you.
Yeah. I can see others' perspective.
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 Mm-hmm.
I mean, on my life. I mean, yeah. I filmed it all.
Mm-hmm.
Filmed it all.
Sure.
And another person saw it, and she edited as what she felt.
Right.
So to see what others think about my life was pretty impressive and interesting.
How did you feel when you saw the final cut?
I kind of can reflect my life.
Okay, so it made you kind of think about yourself a little bit.
Think about myself.
Right, that must have been quite interesting.
Yeah.
So, do you have any plans to direct again?
Well, yeah, I want to one day. Not planned yet, but I like writing.
Mm-hmm.
So I also have some scripts, short stories. So one day I would like to make some short films.
Great. Well, we certainly hope we'll see some Kim Kkobbi short films in the future.
Thank you.
So in the last few years, you've appeared in a number of Japanese films.
Yeah.
We already mentioned Magic and Loss, and there were also the films A Pale Woman and It's a Beautiful Day. What has made you return so many times to the Japanese film industry?
I think, Breathless has pretty succeed in Japan.
Okay.
So from that, many Japanese directors and producers give me offers.
Okay, so yeah, so you're pretty popular in Japan, and you've done a few films there, and these are all pretty much independent films, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And so you mentioned you were working on something new.
Oh, Yeah, very recently I finished one film which is co-produced by Japan and Korean.
Okay.
Korean and Japan co-produced
Mm-hmm.
film and directed by Shiraiji Koji.
Mm-hmm.
This film's concept is one cut. Yeah, actually, the title is also one cut.
Right. So the whole film is going to be
looks
one
like-
kind of. It's going to look like one simultaneous take.
Yeah,
Ah, okay. Very interesting. And so you just finished shooting that.
yeah.
So then you've appeared in a number of Japanese films. Do you have how do you feel about appearing in an English language film?
Oh, actually, one of my Japanese film, which is It's a Beautiful Day,
Mm-hmm.
it was shot in U.S.
Okay.
And in the film I speak in English, and also also that I made in Germany
Oh, okay. Yeah.
with German director. It's short film, and actually with him I made 2 short films.
Oh, 2
One
short
is
films in
in
Germany
Hong
as
Kong
well.
and one is in Berlin, and these are in English.
Mm.
And of course I would like to do more if possible.
Mm. So if Hollywood ever comes knocking on your door, will you be?
Sure, definitely. Please.
Okay. But you're already getting around. You're quite the global actress. Hong Kong, Japan, Korea, and Berlin. That's not bad.
Yeah.
So then, can you tell us about any upcoming projects? You finished one cut already, and you're on a bit of a break now. Do you have anything else in the works?
Yeah, next month I have one short film shooting upcoming, and after that I have break.
Okay.
Yeah, since last year I've been pretty busy for shooting.
It sounds like it. You've had quite a few projects you've been doing,
Yeah.
and so I'm sure you've this is a well-deserved break that you'll be having.
Yeah.
So one of your films that was very well received last year was Pluto. It was kind of a breakout sensation at Busan, and it's I heard that it's being released in the UK soon.
Yeah. My friend is releasing actually.
Oh yeah, this is Pluto is distributed by Third Windows. This must be Adam Terrell.
Yes, yes.
Your Breathless was also put out by
It was
was it Terracotta or
Terracotta.
that was Terracotta?
Yeah.
Okay, so
that's how I know Adam and Joy.
Right. And was Midnight Ballad also put out in the UK?
I don't think so.
Okay, maybe I'm thinking of another one. Okay.
And actually,
Yep.
with Pluto, Third Window Films, they're releasing another Japanese film that I was in. It's called That Grateful Dead.
Ah, well, I have heard that. I just got that press release recently.
It is also releasing in UK.
Oh, wow. You're getting your name out there in the UK quite a lot these days. So, finally, could you tell us what are some of your favorite films that you've worked on here?
Yeah, definitely Breathless.
Yeah?
And also, I pretty much like this musical film, Midnight Ballad for Ghost Theater, which is my very first leading role in a feature film. And also the short film which Yang Ik-jun liked very much, 이슬후.
Okay, all right. And that was in, both that and Midnight Ballad are from 2006, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Thank you very much for taking the time to be with us in the studio. It's a great pleasure to have you. Our readers, our listeners are, I'm sure, very pleased to hear from one of the great indie actresses in Korea. So thank you again very much for being here with us today.